welcome back to Talya Full Tilt. I am your hostess, Talya Ginsburg. So a couple episodes ago, I got really into all these articles about music taste and how it's mostly influenced from when you were a teenager. So even when you're 80 years old, you're gonna be gravitating mostly to the music you liked when you were like 13. And this just got me down this whole rabbit hole of music, and I don't know if you wanna call it human behavior or psychology, I don't really know, but I'm back with more tidbits for you. Let's get into it. So, and this is obvious, but your personality can hugely impact your music taste, among other things, like another big factor, where you grew up. And this is a huge overgeneralization, but if I had to guess, if you go to Manhattan, probably not an overwhelming number of country fans. Similarly, if you go to Wyoming, probably not a lot of Radiohead fans. Like maybe people who listen to Creep, but probably not as many who listen to Iron Lung. Is that fair to say? And also just exposure. What your friends and family, people around you are listening to, you're more likely to, because you're exposed to it. But personality, so the big trait that seemed to be like a big determining factor was whether you were more extroverted or introverted. So as an example, they say that someone who is extroverted is more likely to enjoy pop music versus someone who is more introverted is more likely to enjoy indie music. And this gave me a theory. So back in my day, I went to art school for many years, and it was a little bit of a competition of who could like the most obscure artsy music, which is fine, but some people were very pretentious about it. And it really annoyed me because, okay, if you're making obscure music, then sure, go ahead, be a little pretentious. But if you're just listening to artsy, obscure music and you think it's like, oh, I'm better than, or more intellectual than other people, it's the audacity for that. And in all fairness, I would say a good percentage of the music I listen to, you would categorize under more like obscurity, kind of artsy music, but at least I'm not obnoxious about it. I'm obnoxious about a lot of things, but music isn't one of them. Because I can also hear a pop song and go, yeah, this is fun, I like this. I want to dance, and I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna have a good time, you know? And so I had all these not anger, I'm trying to find the word, annoyances over people being pretentious. But then I got thinking about this theory of mine. Okay, so if you had a lot of friends growing up and you had this big social life, you didn't have time to go find that niche music that really speaks to you. You were probably just listening to whatever was very popular at the time because you were too busy socializing and enjoying your teenage years. Couldn't be me. Which also is not to say someone who's extroverted does not necessarily have a big social life, and someone who's introverted does not necessarily have no social life. You know, I was extremely extroverted growing up, but I had no social life because I was intolerable. And then maybe if you didn't have that big social life, you had more time. You get home from school and you can scour the internet for the music that you really love. And I think also for those people, maybe it's like a bigger part of their identity, maybe. Like I'm sure then they grow up and they find other people and they bond with people who also like that weird little band that they like. And so I was thinking to myself, you know what? How unfair of me. Allow them to be pretentious. Allow it. I give them permission. They've earned it. But yeah, there was one article that said something like extroverted people are more likely to like, quote, unpretentious music. I mean, they're not wrong. I don't know if I would classify, I would say I'm probably more on the extroverted side. I love a party. I love a disco ball. If I see a disco ball, I want to get underneath it for sure. Oh my gosh, so unrelated. The other day I accidentally ate sunscreen. Yes, okay, so I had a water cup and I finished the water and I had nachos and sour cream and I didn't want to get something else dirty. And so I just put the nachos and sour cream in the empty water cup. And so then I was eating the chips and finished. And then later that day I was putting on sunscreen and I finished the bottle and I just put the empty bottle in the cup to hold it. And then I went to go, dispose of everything. And I take the sunscreen bottle out and there was sour cream left over at the bottom of the cup, and I thought, yummy, yummy, yummy. And so I took my finger and I took like a dollop and ate it, and then I realized, oh my gosh, that's sunscreen. Horrible taste. So good for your skin, so bad for your stomach. You know what? It has not been my week for cups. Last night, I was at dinner with a couple of friends and my boyfriend, and I had a cup of iced water, and I'm a somewhat theatrical speaker, perhaps, and I was like telling a story like, whoo, and I knocked over the whole cup of water on my friend, and then I continued to tell the story, after cleaning up and making sure my friend was okay. And I guess I didn't learn my lesson because I was still speaking. Everyone was like, oh gosh, another water is gonna go. Anyway, great episode. Myself, thank you. It's always good to assess yourself in a positive way. Great, okay. Thanks everyone. See you next